I just want to start before I even get into your fight. Why aren't you, it kind of surprised me this was your fight 'cause I thought they would just rebook you and Rob, especially because Rob's on this card.
Yeah, that was confusing. I'm not really sure why I didn't get Fawn again. I trained 7 weeks for Fawn. I kind of, I still like that fight. It's still maybe, let's say we both go out and get 8 wins the 7th. I could see us fighting again, but I don't know. I think it was more of, there was an opportunity for Song Yadong, or maybe Song Yadong's, team thought that I was a good matchup for him. I don't really know. I don't know what strings are pulled, but here I am. I think, as far as like Song Yadong and Fawn go, I mean, Fawn, good boxer. Song Yadong is a good boxer. Just different ranges, different ranges of boxing. One of them's like, crazy long arms. The other one's, kind of a in tight, throwing hard in the pocket type guy. So, not really that much change for me.
Was this a fight like the UFC? Was this a fight you wanted, or just kind of who the UFC offered you? Because I know Song and his team were calling you out.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I didn't even know that they were, saying anything until after I signed the fight. I mean, this wasn't like an ego thing where I like some kind of grudge match with Song Yadong. But I honestly think that after I fought Perez and the way I fought him, and then the way Song went out there and knocked him out, his team was like, we want Cody Stamann. We want Cody Stamann. They were probably begging for me. And they're like, well, we had a way better performance against Perez than he did. We want this fight. Like, literally, but one thing, they completely forgot is I'm the one that derailed the kid. I'm the one that took Alejandro Perez off a huge, 5-year win streak on 3 weeks' notice. You know what I mean? And then Song Yadong got to watch how I beat him. And then he got to fight him, with a full training camp. And it's a totally different, there's a lot of variables there. MMA math doesn't add up. Trust me, I beat Brian Caraway. Brian Caraway beat Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling beat me. You know what I mean? There's never any correlation there, but I think that people get hung up on that. And I think that's probably why I end up with this fight.
This fight too, main card, fighting on ESPN. What's that going to be like for you fighting on ESPN?
Same. I don't think anything changes in that regard. Unless they're giving me more money, I don't really give a shit where I am on the card. Unless I'm getting pay-per-view points, or ESPN's gonna throw me some cash on the side. I don't really care.
Were you out working with like Cruikshank and Michigan Top Team still?
Yeah. I mean, I would never ever forget the people that got me where I am today. So I still have a lot of the same coaches back home. I still work with everyone that I've always worked with. I've just added some new things. I moved to Las Vegas. I've been working with the PI. I've been using the PI for my nutrition, my recovery, and my strength conditioning. And I got to say, it's far exceeded my expectations in every single category. My weight's never been so good. I don't think I've ever, had anyone that really worked with me to, build a strength conditioning program that's built for my body, and just everything they do, and the crazy thing is, I think a lot of people in the UFC don't really, I think they're kind of scared to go to the PI because they think that they work for the UFC and they're out to get them in some way. But honestly, all the staff and everyone there, they've been so accommodating, and it's been, maybe one of the best moves in my career.
This fight, obviously, you're fighting down in the rankings. Were you hoping you were going to get a guy higher up than Song, or is this kind of you just needed to get back in there?
I just kind of wanted to get back in there. I definitely think Song is probably the top 10 opponent. I think the rankings, they all shake out eventually, right? If the real motherfuckers end up where they need to be. I'm thinking number 9 right now. I think he's like 13 or something. But, when it all shakes out, I think we're probably both top 10 guys. I haven't gotten that opportunity against a really, really game dude like this in the top 5, outside of Sterling, I kind of dropped the ball on that one. And then, obviously Caraway, who was number 7 when I fought him. So I fought all over, and I think it's all the same, dude. If you're in the top 15, you're legit. Anybody in the top 15 can beat anybody on any given day. It's just about showing up making the in-fight adjustments, being the best guy on fight night.
Is it weird this is your 6th UFC fight and the first time you're not fighting on a paper, like a numbered card?
Yeah, that is odd. I mean, a lot of people have mentioned that. I'm like, yeah, dude, I've literally fought 4 times for pay-per-views in Las Vegas. So like honestly, I've been pretty, I don't know, spoiled, I guess you could say, like with how many like pay-per-view cards, and you kind of know what to expect. I think a fight nights things are going to be a little different, maybe a little more lackadaisy. I don't know, but and all that stuff, it's all. It doesn't make a bit of difference to me. I couldn't really give a fuck about any of the media or any of that stuff. I just got a job to do. Making weight. I'm a big dude. I got to cut a lot of weight. So that week I'm walking around like a fucking zombie anyways. I don't really care. I don't care about, any of the stuff that leads up. I don't care where we're fighting. I fought and I came up in Michigan and shit. I fought in freaking strip clubs and bars and all kinds of messed up places. You know what I mean? So for me, you just put me in the cage and I just know what to do.
Have you ever thought of going up to featherweight then if you cut a lot of weight, or is it still you'd be too small for featherweight?
I think honestly, it's just my frame. My frame's just not big enough. You know what I mean? I got freaking short arms. I don't have wide shoulders. I'm not very tall. I don't have the frame for it. You know what I mean? So I've seen some guys do well, but if you look at the new like group of featherweights, they're all tall, lengthy, huge guys. I see, the top featherweights in the UFC at the PI all the time, and like these guys are a lot bigger than me. They're a lot bigger, and they're doing the same thing I'm doing. You know what I mean? They're on crazy diets for 3 months to make weight. The only way that unless they do some kind of on-site weigh-in or same-day weigh-in, nothing's going to change. Guys are going to cut tons of weight, and that's just what it is. I don't cut that much weight. It's just a diet. I'm a fat kid. I really like being a fat kid. I like eating. And when I'm getting ready for a fight, I'm really, really, really strict. I'm eating vegetables 90% of the time and a little bit of meat and nothing. And everything's plain, everything's. But that's what I got to do to get paid, and I'm good with it.
Obviously, Song is coming off that huge knockout. He has a lot of hype behind him. Like, what do you think a win over him does for you and puts you in this division?
Yeah, I mean, as far as like his hype and his knockout and all that BS, I couldn't really give a fuck about any of that. I fought Tom Duquesnoy, and he was the most overhyped motherfucker I've ever fought. He's probably the easiest fight I've had in the UFC, honestly. I mean, that was like, I literally was like nervous to fight that guy just because of how much everyone else was hyping him up. I'm like, man, if everyone else is like riding his nuts like this guy must be legit. Man, and then when it came to it, go ahead.
I watched that fight like a couple weeks ago, and the commentary, the way you listen to it, it just sounds like you're getting the shit kicked out of you.
Dude, it's messed up, right? And I made a fuss about it, and I made a fuss about it. Daniel Cormier apologized to me. And then, like a million other people like were defending Joe Rogan. They were like, man, you're a douchebag. Joe Rogan's the man. You know what I mean? And I absolutely love Joe Rogan. I'm not saying that. I'm just like, hey, I was in that fight too, you guys. It was funny because they were like talking about all Tom Duquesnoy's accolades as I'm taking him down and just like pounding on him on the ground. And they're like, yeah, Duquesnoy was a 2-weight champ, and I'm just beating the hell out of him. And I'm like, what the fuck? But that's neither here nor there. I don't give a crap. But I mean, it's the same thing though. You know what I mean? Like you got another guy. Super hyped up. Everyone's hot on his butt. Uriah Faber's saying that he's the next champ. I think Uriah Faber says that about every guy that walks into his gym. So, I mean, that doesn't really hold that much weight in my eyes. I think that for me, it's just about, I think I'm the best in the world. On any given night, I could beat anybody on the planet. I just got to show up and do it. I look at like who I am as an athlete and who I've always been. I've always been more athletic, faster, bigger, stronger than everybody else my size. And now everything's kind of coming together. I'm kind of maturing as an athlete. Everything has I don't know, kind of led me here, and I'm almost to a point where I'm like, I've literally like, it doesn't matter who they put against me at this point. I just want to go in there and just bang on somebody and get paid and just do this consistently until it's over.
Well, speaking of Faber, I've seen on Twitter, I actually like it. They think, I've seen people say they think after you beat Song, you should be Garbrandt's return fight and beat up another alpha male guy.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I'm good with whoever. You know what I mean? Honestly, Garbrandt's 8th and I'm 9th. You know what I mean? So it's possible after I beat Song, I might be ranked higher than him. Depending on what they see and how well I do. So I don't know. I think I'd rather either fight someone who's not ranked, than fight someone that's ranked higher up. But and obviously there's a lot of name value that goes with fighting a guy like Garbrandt. But yeah, who cares? Whatever. Anybody in the top 15 can get it.
Against Song, how do you see this fight playing out?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of variables. I don't really know how much he's going to switch his game plan up against me because, I'm going to take him down. You know what I mean? He's going to get taken down, and I think I'm going to be able to do it at will. I don't think his wrestling is what he thinks it is or what anyone else thinks it is. Same thing with Tom Dukenwall. Everyone's got a freaking game plan. Yeah, he's good on his feet, whatever. But then I, hit him in the chest with my head and blast elbow him to his ass. Then everything kind of gets squirrely, and then he gets back to his feet. He's not really sure what the hell to do. So I could see him, coming out really hot, and I'm gonna put it to him. I'm gonna show him, I'm gonna show him what I'm about, and I hope after that, it starts putting some people on notice because I don't know, like you said, 6th UFC fight, and I want to say I've been an underdog in 4 out of the 5 thus far. I might even be an underdog this fight. I don't know, So it's time to start realizing that I'm not an underdog, man. I'm a competitor, and I'm one of the guys that's going to be challenging for the belt in the future.
One fight I think I'd like to see back is that Sterling fight. Is that one that you think down the line it's going to happen eventually?
It better happen again. It's one thing because I've gone out and I've bet in the gym, and just had some guy would just hand me my ass, just kick my ass for 3 rounds, and then I walk home and I'm like, man, things have got to change. But when I fought Sterling, honest to God, I look back and I'm like, you know what? I just literally, I don't know what happened. I just fell apart in the middle of the 2nd round, and there's really no good explanation for it. I got tired. I was in shape. I was ready to fight. I just started making some really bad decisions in a fight. I tried to do some dumbass Granby, and then I tried to just stand up, not get hand control, stuff that I know, that I consistently do a lot better than what I did in that fight. And literally, I felt like I was just getting the wheels going. I literally felt like I won the 1st round. I took him down 3 times. I was pushing him back. I look back at that, and I'm like, man, I could beat him. Like, I know I can beat him. It wasn't like I got in there and I was like, wow, this guy's a whole different level of competitor. Like, I look back and I'm like, oh my God, I gave him that fight.
All right, well,